Good morning, dear students. Good morning, all of you. So, dear student, this is a video of class 9, and in this video, we are going to revise some of the topic. And the very first topic you can see, and that one is the types of mixer. Okay, so there are generally two types of mixer we are actually discussing about. The first one is homogeneous mixer and second one is heterogeneous mixer. Okay na. So as we are talking about the homogeneous mixer means same, homogeneous means same mixer, same type of mixer. And you can see here it is written is a mixer which has a uniform composition, is a mixer which has a uniform composition. And there are various points are written for the homogeneous mixer. You should see the particles of the mixer are not visible by the naked eyes as the particles are uniform mixed into one another, and the particle size is very small, so we cannot see that the particles are visible in a mixer or not. Okay, now we cannot see by our naked eyes. Then the particles cannot be separated by filtration. If simply we are talking about a mixer of salt and water, and if we are trying to filter that one, it cannot be filtered. Okay, that the filtration is not possible. Particles of the homogeneous mixer that can also be called as a true solution that cannot be filtered. Okay, now the mixer is stable. As we know that particles are very small in size, so that particles cannot move here and there. They are mixed into the interparticle spaces, and if I will left undisturbed for some of the time also, that will not settle down at the bottom because it has occupied its the spaces, and it is actually disappeared into the interparticle spaces, and it will not settle down at the bottom. Then after, the path of a beam of light is not visible in the mixer. Okay, the path of a beam of light is not visible in the mixer, means it can directly pass from that true solution homogeneous mixer, so the path will not disturb and you cannot see into the water. the then mixture of sugar in water, mixture of salt in water, these are some of the examples of homogeneous mixer. Then after, if we are discussing about the heterogeneous mixer, this one is a non-uniform composition, means you can easily see, you can see the visible boundary would be there. The particles are visible by the naked eyes. Simply example I will take, and that one is sand plus water. Yes, the particles can be easily seen. The sand you can easily see. The particles can be separated by filtration. That particles you can separate by the filtration. Yes, sand can be separated by the filtration. The particle or the mixer is unstable. Here it is written over, the mixer is unstable. Yes, the mixer is unstable because the particle size is very big and that can be settled down at the bottom, so particle is unstable. The path of a beam of light is visible in the mixer. Yes, if I will pass a beam of light through the through a mixer which contains sand plus water, what will happen? After some times you will see the path of light will be disturbed by the sand particles, and that path will scattered, and that scattering of light we can easily observe in the heterogeneous mixer. So here the example is given, mixture of sand and water, oil and water. So this one is heterogeneous mixer. Now the true solutions. True solution, you can see a true solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. A true solution is a homogeneous mixture. Yes, that means salt plus water, that one is a homogeneous mixture, and that homogeneous mixture can also be called as a true solution. A solution has a solvent. Solvent means greater quantity and solute means lesser quantity. So a solution has two components, First of all, solvent, and second one, solute. The component in the larger amount is the component which is in the greater quantity, or here it is written the component in the larger amount is the solvent, and the component in the lesser amount is the solute. Okay, example is solution of salt in water, solution of sugar in water, iodine in water, soda water. These all are example of true solutions. And here the properties of true solutions: homogeneous mixture, everyone you know. The particles cannot be oh well, what is it? The particles are not cannot be seen by the naked eyes. Yes, it is true. The solid particles cannot be separated by filtration. The solid particles do not settle down at the and the solution is stable. Yes, the solid particles we have discussed about one that is hide into the interparticle space, that cannot be settled down at the bottom. And the particles do not scatter the beam of light, as the particle size is very less, that cannot separate it, that cannot disturb the path of light, and hence we cannot see the path of light, and it is not visible in the solution. Now next one, colloidal solution. You can see what is colloidal solution. A colloidal solution is a heterogeneous mixture of two or more substances. Mixture of starch in water, mixture of egg aluminum in water. These are colloidal solutions. Colloidal solution is a type of heterogeneous mixture, and the particles cannot be seen by the naked eyes. The particles are heterogeneous, but that much of size is not large. That means we cannot see it by our naked eyes. The solid particles cannot be separated by filtration. Yes, the particle size is very small, not that much small that it can count as a true solution, but it is small enough that we cannot separate it by the filtration. The solid particles do not settle down and the solution is stable. The particles scattered a beam of light passing through it. Yes, the particle size is slightly big, and if it is slightly big, then particles can scatter a beam of light passing through it, and that path you can see. So the colloidal particles, whenever we are actually trying to pass the beam of light, it can scatter, it will scatter the path. Okay, then after suspension, true solution very small size, suspension very big size, colloidal is there in between. A suspension is a heterogeneous mixture of two or more substances. A suspension is a heterogeneous mixture. Suppose sand in water, solution of chalk powder in water. These all are suspension because sand particle size are very big. Size of sand particles are very big, and that one is the example of suspension. Then after we are talking about properties of suspension. Suspension is a heterogeneous mixture. Hmm? Because the particle size are very big, and if the particle size is very big, that means that can be seen by our naked eyes. The solid particles can be separated by filtration also. The solid particles settle down and the solution is unstable. And if I will try to pass a beam of light through that one, the particles of the suspension will disturb the path of that light, and we can see easily the disturbed path which can be visible in the solution. Okay, so that one is actually a Tyndall effect. Whenever some sunlight is actually trying to pass from the ventilator of your room, what happens? If you will see that path, you will see some of the dust particles actually traveling in a manner, and that is scattering. Okay, now simply you can take an example of sand plus water. If you will pass a torch light, you will see the path can be visible into the solution, not out of the solution. So that one is the Tyndall effect. Okay now? So here we have discussed about the properties of suspension, colloids and true solution, all of the things. Okay, thank you.